Hello, I'm Val with Valarie Best Life and Leadership Coaching, where I help people live the life that they were meant to live. And I'm excited to have you join me today, where I share with you just kind of a little bit of behind the scenes of why I believe I am so much healthier because I had cancer. I believe that cancer didn't happen to me, but that really it happened for me. And I want to share really the 6 ways that I'm healthier today because of that journey I had through cancer. Um, the number one is really nutrition. Since having cancer, I've really changed how I eat, when I eat, what I eat. And so I wanted to just share some of those tips with you. First off, I really focus in on and what everyone tells you on those whole foods. You know, no bags, no boxes, organic, grass-fed if best, is best, and really how can I get the most nutrients from the food I eat. If I do eat something like maybe pasta from a bag or from a box, I really focus in on those ingredients. You know, how many do I understand? Are they real food ingredients, or are they words that I can't pronounce and I don't know what they are? And how many of them are there? So I try to get less than 5 things in any one ingredient list. So I definitely walk around the grocery store with my readers on, looking at the ingredients on anything that I'm buying that's really not a fruit, a vegetable, or some sort of protein. The other thing that I avoid is sugar, almost exclusively. Very rarely do I have sugar. If I do have sugar, it's coming from some desserts that we make at home. And we use things like organic maple syrup and organic honey to make those. So while they do still have that sugar, they're definitely coming from a more natural and original state. I also really focus in on, again, like breads and things, that homemade piece. So luckily my daughter loves to bake, and so that's worked out for me. But a lot of times we'll just make bread from scratch. Again, how many? 3 ingredients: water, flour, and yeast. And it's delicious. It tastes wonderful. And it's just so much a better way to be eaten, much more nutritious, and feel so much better, and how it makes me feel and healthy. So nutrition's a big one, the foods that I eat. Within nutrition, there's also what is it that I drink. And the day that I got diagnosed, I stopped drinking, and I just really wanted to focus on getting healthy and beating cancer. And I thought, avoiding alcohol for a while, avoiding that glass of wine that I was used to having most days would be one way that I could do it, to make sure I had the energy to go to beat cancer and to go on the journey that I went on. I can tell you, not quite, but almost a year from that date, I have not had any alcohol. I haven't had that glass of wine. And I don't ever want to go back. Not because I don't like how it tastes or any of those things, but really I realized how much better I feel not drinking alcohol, how much more energy I have at night because I haven't had that first or even second glass of wine. And so for me, I've realized that I just feel so much better without the alcohol and have no desire really to drink, and no desire to change or go back. It wasn't my intention when I started, but kind of where I ended up through the journey. The other thing I would share in terms of beverages is that I typically only drink a few things, water, sparkling water, black coffee. And then my one treat, I would say, would be kombucha. And looking for kombucha, though, that doesn't have added sugar. So kind of picky on the kombuchas that I do drink. But a lot of times at night, that's one of the things that Tracy and I'll do, is sit down and enjoy a glass of kombucha. I'd also share with you, some of this might sound extreme to some of you, and you think, oh my gosh, I'd never want to do it, or I'd never be able to do it. And one, I would tell you, yes, you can, because if I can do it, anyone can do it. And we can talk more about how to do that. But that really things have changed. My taste buds have changed. I crave a nice, healthy, fresh salad at night. So much different than before, where maybe I craved, a really thick deep dish pizza before. So what my body wants, and being more in tune to that over time, it didn't happen at first, really, really has changed my taste buds and my desires. And now when I eat something, I'll eat pizza, but it's good pizza. It's good quality ingredients, and it tastes so much better than what I call bad pizza. All right, so nutrition's a big thing. In addition to that, I also intermittent fast. I had been doing that for probably a year before I was diagnosed with cancer, but I think that really helped me continue, and actually probably helped change some of my taste buds and my desires for sugar and some of those other things as well. But typically, I would say I go probably 16 to 20 hours, depending on the day. Sometimes, on weekends or special occasions, maybe it's only 12 hours, but I'm really not hungry, and I really have more energy, more focus, more mental capacity when I'm in that fasted state. So those are kind of my tips and tricks on nutrition. The second thing that I've done is supplements. And for me, this was really important. I've been working with different doctors over the course of this journey, but to get tested and understand what supplements do I need. And so I've been tested 3 times. Every 6 months, I go and get tested and understand what supplements my body needs. Vitamin D was a huge one for me. I have worked a lot on getting my vitamin D levels up, but also to make sure that the supplements that I'm taking are being absorbed by my body and they're making a difference. And so that's one of the great things about taking the time, the resources, and the money to get tested on what your nutrient needs are is helpful, because I know I've put a big focus on vitamin D, and I can see over the course of time that my vitamin D levels are much better. So again, think about nutrients. It's easy to read an article and say, oh, everyone needs vitamin D or everyone needs fish oil. But it's really important, I think, to figure out what it is that your body needs, and all of us are different. And then to make sure that what you're taking is being absorbed and used by your body. All right, number 3 is sleep. For those of you that know me, I've always been one to fall asleep easily, usually early. But sleep is really important. So I've put that focus in. I try and make sure that I get the 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night. One thing I have noticed, it's still easy for me to fall asleep, but staying asleep has been much easier without the couple glasses of wine a night. So I tend to sleep a little bit better without that wine. But I'd encourage you to make the time for yourself to get the sleep that you need. The other thing that I do is, obviously while I was healing, I took the naps and things that I need. But even today, if I'm feeling a little tired, 15, 20 minute, quick little nap makes me feel so much more refreshed. So I give myself that time, that 15 to 20 minutes, maybe instead of scrolling Facebook or looking at Instagram, to take that little nap if I need it. Number 4 has really been changing out the products that we use as a family, whether that's personal care products like lotions and makeup, or whether those are the products that we clean and use in our house. So we've really moved to clean products, whether that's our laundry detergent, dish soap, anything that we clean our house with is really clean and no chemicals. And then the big change for me over time, and I've moved slowly, I didn't do it all at once, to 100% clean products for my hair, makeup, soaps, and moisturizers. And a couple of my favorite companies, and I'll put links in the notes, but are Credo. It's like the Sephora of clean products. So Credo is a great one. Target has a lot of clean items, and you can find those. They're kind of in a certain section, and or a few are mixed around, but they have tags on that. There's also the clean tag at Sephora, which is a good place to look. California Baby is one of our favorite moisturizers that we use, and I just order it direct from California Baby. I found that to be the easiest way to get that. And then Beauty Counter is a great company that not only advocates for clean makeup, but also provides a lot of, eyeshadows and foundations and mascaras, all the things that you would want to change out your makeup routine. So again, I'll share some of those links in the notes, but cleaning up the products in our home, one, I've found there's no difference, in terms of, how well they work. And two, it provided that peace of mind and knowing that I'm not putting those chemicals on my largest organ of skin. The fifth one is stress reduction. And I'll tell you, 5 and 6 are ones that I'm always working on, but the fifth one is stress reduction. And the way that I've really incorporated habits into my life to reduce stress is my morning routine. I love my mornings in my room with my cup of coffee, where it's my time to meditate, prayer time, quiet time. I've started journaling, and I'll talk down the road more about what that journal looks like and how I've learned to really focus in on that. But having that time to self, where you just kind of shut out the rest of the world, is really important for reducing stress. There's a lot of different ways that you can reduce stress, whether it's breathing techniques and exercise, all those different things. But finding a way that you can reduce stress, reduce the cortisol that's streaming through your body, which can lead to some cancer-causing effects, is super important. And then the last one is exercise. And I think I put it last because this is the one I struggle with the most. Through this journey, I've done a lot of walking, through the COVID, being at home, definitely used walking as a way to recover and get better. Also yoga. I like the Peloton app, has great yoga classes, and you can search. So you can search by how long you want to do it, what level of class, so post some of my surgeries, I was definitely on the beginner class versus the intermediate that I'm at now. And what type of yoga you want. So it's a really great app for like, $12, $13, maybe $15 a month to get almost studio-like instruction in your home. So I can encourage you to maybe check that out or whatever type of exercise that you want. But I've found that walking and yoga are really good. And I think exercise is definitely something to reduce stress, but also just to have that helpful being healthy and using your body in the way that we need to move and stay active. So I can say that these 6 things, from changing my nutrition to supplements, sleep, clean products in our home and on our body, stress reductions, and exercise, have really been the things that have helped bring me through my journey and have definitely made me healthier today than I was when I started this. The great piece about this is it's also been helped my family and maybe some of my friends and those around me be healthier as well, because some of them have joined me and taking on some of these new healthier habits. So I'd encourage you to think about what ways you could be a little bit healthier and how you can set yourself up to feel and be better in your daily life. So thanks for joining me, and I hope that you have all the health that you want and desire into the future. Take care.